Hello, and welcome to another episode of The End of the Search. This one I call it, I Am Not Being Myself Today. And by the way, if you've been watching these videos, notice that I took a few days off. And it's because I am doing a lot of paperwork with immigration. And consequently, I had to wake up early in the morning, I had some meetings, and then I have to find paperwork, I have to make photocopies, and sometimes late at night I had to fill out and look out for information and all this stuff. So eventually, I usually like to start the videos early in the morning. I do the video and then I go on with the day. But this time I had so much going on that I really wanted to just take a breather and just give myself a little break, and then in the process and everything I end up catching a cold. So now I'm just a little bit relaxed and work continues. So going back with today's theme, that I'm not being myself today. This is a very interesting phrase that I hear a lot when people sometimes, when they don't feel well, they say, I'm not being myself today. Okay? Well, there's a trap there. Because you can never not be yourself. You're always being yourself. The problem is you believe you are a separate entity, a you, the self you're speaking of, not you personally, it's just a way of saying. The way people are speaking of when they say I'm not being myself, they're speaking from the seeming individual, this seeming self. And on top of that, on top of believing that they are this seeming self, now they give certain attributes. If this seeming self feels well, I am being myself. If this feeling self does not feel well, I am not being myself. You see? But the truth is you're always being yourself. Whether you're upset, whether you're happy, it doesn't matter, because you are the self. And these videos are pointing to the fact that you are the self, not to the seeming attributes or seeming experiences that the little self seems to be having. This seeming little self is the distraction to the fact that you are the self. You see? So we're not trying to assume that if I was being the self, I would feel in a particular way, which is a trap that sometimes we could fall into when we begin to introduce words like awakened, enlightenment, and everything, because it suggests that when someone is enlightened or awakened, it feels in a particular way or behaves in a particular way, but they're overlooking the fact that the individual does not awaken. The individual does not become enlightened, because the individual is the obstacle, you see, to the fact that I am. It's like when you're sleeping and you're dreaming. In the dream, the character in the dream does not awaken. The character in the dream does not become enlightened. The character in the dream is simply a projection from the mind that is dreaming the dream. And as long as the mind dreaming the dream identifies with the character in the dream, even if it's dreaming a character that is becoming conscious, even if it's dreaming a character that is becoming enlightened, it's still distracted with the dream. So the awakening or the enlightenment is not for the character in the dream, it's for the mind that is dreaming the dream. So here, if you want to say that conscious or whatever the case may be, it's not a personal thing, it's just a recognition that I am, and that is happening always. Right now, you cannot not be. That's a fact. Now, the experience in the form, in the human experience or in this projection, could be of someone who's upset, someone who's sick, someone who's healthy, someone who's happy, but all of them are just simply four different seeming textures of the same energy. They're just simply four different forms or seeming different forms of the same that which supposedly projects all of this. And we're pointing to the fact that you are that. Do you follow? So that which is the essence does not feel himself or herself in any way or shape or form. It doesn't say, today I'm feeling that I'm myself. Why? Because there's no projections in you. And when there's projections in you, he would be saying, oh, today I don't feel like myself because myself doesn't have projections. No, it doesn't feel anyway. It just simply is. And you simply are. And right now you're being. And you simply are right now, no matter what, in spite of what you're feeling, in spite of what you're sensing, or should I say, in spite of what feelings may appear, in spite of the sensations or the sensing or the perception, it doesn't matter. The fact is that you are. And consequently, you cannot not being yourself. You are always the self. Okay, so I hope this served. Maybe a little short one, but it's a good start. And as always, may peace permeate the mind so that love can become evident.